everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Minnie St. And today I'm super excited. I'm on a slow and steady journey to financial peace and independence, working self-employed, living with a disability, and it's not too late to get out of debt, build wealth, and give like nobody else. So for the last 6 years, I've been budgeting with the inspiration of Dave Ramsey's baby steps. I earn an income from self-employment, and I follow the profit first method for business owners. And then I adapted it specifically for living with a disability and being eligible for the Ontario Disability Support Program and other Canadian disability social assistance programs. In this video, I'm reviewing my budget for September 2024, and then we're going to plan October 2024. And we will get into an update of my net worth. Assets minus liabilities equals net worth. Guess what? If that number equals $1 million, I'm a millionaire. Then I'm going to break down the spreadsheet I call ODSP, Self-Employment Earnings, Exemption, and Deductions Calculator Estimator. So I'll see you in the budget. Okay, so here is my budget review of September 2024. I am on a journey of financial peace and independence, living with this disability, and the entire process of going from social assistance to self-sufficient, self-sustaining, financially independent person is an emotional journey. Yes, it is. You said it out loud. Now, let's go into September 2024. So income that came in $2,006.67. I spent $3,139.84. It breaks down like this. $1,275.96 went to housing. I've rent, tenant insurance, hydro is my electric bill, but we're powered by the Niagara Falls. We just call it hydro. Then internet, TV app, cell phone. That's my housing costs. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Not a lot to remember. Fixed expense. $960.45 goes to rent. $20.46 goes to tenant insurance. $86 goes to Toronto Hydro. $141.25 goes to the internet TV app service. Then cell phone is $67.80. What's funny is the internet TV is from Bell Canada, and then the cell phone is Virgin Mobile, but Virgin Mobile is owned by Bell Canada. Yeah. just let that sit there and ruminate. Now for lifestyle, we have 13 categories in my lifestyle category. I spent $178.80 on the grocery store, like walking into a grocery store, pick up stuff, and then walk back. Then I did $361.85 on restaurants and takeout. I know. I think that's my biggest restaurant budget since the pandemic. Because the pandemic, there was more money coming in. I was ordering more food, just enjoying myself, living my best life. And then $10 went to the laundry card so I could do laundry. The thing about the laundry room, it sits in front of a big, huge window. And when sun is in there, it is so hot that I just sometimes can't do my laundry. But it's okay. I work from home, so I'll be fine. And I'm thinking now in 2025 that I consider sending my laundry out to a service that will do my laundry and bring it back, wash and fold it, and all fluffy and cleaner than downstairs. Yeah, cleaner. Definitely cleaner. That hair, makeup, beauty treatment is the barbershop. It's $40 Tuesday to Sunday. Mondays is $30. I tip $5, and then when I use debit, it takes taxes. Yeah. $384.73 went to lingerie, clothes, and shoes. Prescription supplemental wellness care, $20.19 is the vitamin D. I'm on prescription vitamin D to help me reduce my symptoms from multiple sclerosis. Plus, my vitamin D is low, but vitamin D being low is something that's common with people with multiple sclerosis. So that's where that came from. Streaming entertainment. We have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Spotify, Audible, and my TV streaming app. It's nice. I'm not going to the movies a lot. I stay home a lot. And yeah, bridge the gap of let's watch a movie that I'm not working, but I need to just take a break and watch a movie. Yeah, that's what we have. Then $178.42 goes to the Presto card. Presto card is a card I use for transportation, public transportation. And then ride share is the Uber, the Lyfts, all those things. And then taxis. Sometimes, yes, hail a taxi. It's okay. It's also okay. Sometimes a taxi is faster than the ride share, depending on where I'm going. And that is it for lifestyle. Savings, nothing went to savings, but the $384 I used for lingerie came out of the emergency fund. And I learned a couple of things. We moved the emergency fund to a different account that gives me a buffer timeline, like 10 days before I can withdraw money from that account. Then the account that was labeled emergency fund got relabeled as Hill and Valley account or buffer account to bridge the month in between. So like how I could have a high income earning month, then we'll load up the Hill and Valley account. And then if there's a low income month, I can use the Hill and Valley account to supplement the month and I can move on to the next month. That's the whole thing about it, which is nice. Investing. I put $10 in a taxable broker account. The purpose of my taxable broker account is so that the whole financial peace and independence living with a disability. I need to make sure that my income is supplementing disability as big as possible. And I also would like to take advantage of parts of taxes where taxable income increases a contribution room in my registered retirement savings plan. So I'm doing a few things to make sure I have enough income in retirement. I exit ODSP comfortably. There's enough buffer. It actually leads up to being what they call FU money. So this is what I'm trying to have. Yeah. Fantastic. Debt repayment. So total debt of credit cards is $14,258.88. That's only credit cards. Total debt is $17,205. That is all the credit card debt plus the disability overpayment. In July, the disability income went up by 4.5% is what they said. But as they increase ODSP with inflation, they also increase what they claw back from my ODSP check with inflation. So now it's $79.15. At this rate, my overpayment of $2,947.06 will be paid off in 37 months. I'm okay with that. It's being paid off. That is not in my debt snowball. The credit cards are. And now I need to replenish my emergency fund and then get back onto the debt snowball and then still make sure I max out my registered retirement savings because the government said for 2024, deposit $5,000 before December 31st. They will contribute $10,500 and that account right now is at $91,260 in my registered disability savings plan. It is amazing. Okay, so I'm in the editing software here. I just talked about my registered disability savings plan and I want to just add like a disclaimer and all that. I work with a financial advisor or a financial planner. Actually, he's a certified financial planner with a bunch of professional letters by his name. And I've been working with him for over a decade of getting my finances in order in the background of doing it myself, meaning finding Dave Ramsey, sticking to a plan, making mistakes, applying for the disability tax credit, getting denied for the disability tax credit, reapplying for the disability tax credit, now have the disability tax credit with the registered disability savings plan, working, putting money into my registered disability savings plan, plus my other investment accounts. Sometimes mom, dad, and grandma will send some money, and depending on how much they send, I will transfer that to my registered disability savings plan or a different goal into my budget. And yes, it's super amazing that my net worth is increasing, and it didn't happen overnight. But it did happen with changing my habits, changing my belief system, and believing that if I stick with this over time, my life with a disability will become better. And it is, and it's a long journey, and it's an emotional journey. Living with a disability is not it's not easy at all. Nature of my disability, in case you're wondering what that is, if you're new to the channel, all that: bipolar disorder, complex PTSD, agoraphobia, social anxiety, multiple sclerosis, weight on ADHD diagnosis. I'm eligible for Ontario Disability Support Program. The policy says registered disability savings plans are 100% asset in the policy. It Every month I have to check in with disability office and let them know, this is my income, this is my assets, did I leave the province, did I get married? And it's part of my journey. It's part of my financial journey. When you look at other people's financial journeys and channels, depending on what you're watching, we're all coming from the information we're working with, resources we're working with, and mindsets we're working with. And as you're on a journey, your belief system changes if you really want to achieve the goal at the end of your destination. And that is what's happening. So I want to jump in here in the middle of editing to let you know, hey, yes, this is super exciting. Yes, it's possible if you can do it. It's going to retire work. And if you're living with a disability, depending on the nature of your disability, it's going to be more challenging for you or less challenging for you, depending on how you view things in your optimism or pessimism or whatever belief system you have at the time of you starting, continuing, doing, journey, take a break, go back at it, have people tell you you're crazy and all that. It is a process that is going to need a lot of support and a whole lot of faith. A whole lot of faith. So yeah, this has all the superpowers going on in the universe to make this happen. And I'm very, 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 very happy and grateful this is happening for me at this season in my life. So I wanted to say that. Let's get back into the budget. That's it. That's September. Okay, let's move on to October. Okay, here we are in my EveryDollar budgeting app free account. And this is where I track all of my transactions for the month, in the month of budgeting and doing a zero-based budget. So the budget's already planned for October. It's kind of really boring, really, honestly. I have 5 categories: housing, lifestyle, savings, investing, debt repayment. We planned housing $1,275.96. That's a fixed expense. Lifestyle, I kind of turned it into a fixed expense category with $2,000 for lifestyle, and also $2,000 is one of the credit limits for one of my credit cards. So I like keeping it roughly the same, and it makes my life easier. Then savings. Savings now is $2,000 a month. Kind of keeps things simple, like for savings, short-term savings, things like that. This is different than the business savings account. So me being self-employed, income goes into the business account. Then the business account follows profit first. And then out of profit first, in the owner's pay or living wage, salary category, this is how we budget for the household, which is these 5 categories of housing, lifestyle, savings, investing, and debt repayment. Debt repayment here is the debt snowball of lining up all my debts from smallest balance to biggest balance. But in the future, there is 2 credit cards for business. Then there is going to be one credit card for personal, and part of the Gazelle intends paying off my credit cards is making sure that the credit card I no longer interested in using anymore, which happens to be the smallest balance credit card, gets paid off first. Then I close that card. Then moving forward, I keep 3 credit cards, make sure that 1 is for personal, 2 is for business, and I make sure I build wealth, give like nobody else, so I can retire with dignity and become a millionaire in the process of financial peace and independence. And so saving, investing, debt repayment, income. So income that's supposed to come in for October is my disability income. The maximum I'm getting now is $1,739. Then there's tax credits, tax refunds. Tax credits are the GST, HST, Ontario Trillium, and I think carbon tax comes out of that one. That's why it's a total of $324.14. Then there should be income coming in from honorariums. So I've been making sure as a part-time job, my side hustle is getting paid for honorariums and choosing the cash option instead of them giving me a gift card where I'm stuck. Like damn it. Hold on. Okay, so I talked about income. I talked about savings. I talked about lifestyle category. I talked about my housing costs. And now investing, the juicy stuff. So with investing, we have basically 10 investment accounts. Disability savings plan, that's my government match. The government match has very strict rules of how that account operates. You need to be eligible for the disability tax credit. Then once the disability tax credit is approved and you're approved for the disability tax credit, the next step is to open your registered disability savings plan. I suggest working with a financial planner or financial advisor who understands the registered disability savings plan and your risk tolerance for investments. I found that person in 2012. I'm still working with them. They're kind of awesome. Then tax-free savings account, first home savings account, registered retirement savings account. If you have children, you're probably going to have a registered education savings plan. I do not. So I decided to open 5 different taxable investment accounts as my FU money accounts. These are my accounts that are going to help me transition off Ontario Disability Support Program over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. And I say that, so ODSP has a personal asset limit of $40,000. That goes into the category of my taxable investment account. Then there's accounts that are partially exempt. Then there's accounts that are fully exempt. Fully exempt under ODSP, it's a registered disability savings plan. Partial exemptions I have are my tax-free savings account, first home savings account, registered retirement savings account, specifically because they're opened with a company that sells life insurance and they are invested in segregated funds, not mutual funds. Segregated funds are only available in Canada through a company that sells life insurance products, and then in those products they'll sell you investment accounts that are the registered government accounts, RDSP, TFSA, FHSA, maybe the education one, but that's where I open them. I didn't just open them in any financial institution. I purposely look for a specific financial institution that sell segregated funds that will have those accounts because the policy directive is section 4.8. Life insurance said it's exempt. That is how I handle that part of the policy. Then debt repayment. Debt, $17,000 of debt. Most of it is credit cards. I pushed the wrong button. So credit card debt is $17,272. We need to replenish the emergency fund first, then go back to paying off credit card debts. That's what I have for you so far for October 2024 as the plan. Okay, so it's me again in editing. Hi. So investing now. So this is a personal finance journey for me based on my situation, my understanding, um, memorizing the entire Ontario Disability Support Program and all the policy directives. So if you're looking at my video and I don't know, maybe you happen to be a financial advisor or something, you're wondering why I have things the way I do, you need to be able to go check Ontario Disability Support Program, read through the policy, all the income, assets, registered disability savings plan, life insurance policies. It's the plan I created for myself. It's based on my situation of being eligible for the Ontario Disability Support Program and also preparing myself to not be eligible for CPP disability because the like income based on income. So like investment income that I invest today will grow for the future. So then when I'm 60, 64, 70, 75, where I potentially would be eligible for guaranteed income supplement, OAS, which is old age security, CPP, CPP disability. We want my investment income to grow so big that when I'm 64, I'm no longer eligible for assistance. That is the mission. And then if you're on disability and you're not working, this doesn't apply to you because you're not working. You don't have an income to invest in the stock market properly so that you can make a plan for your situation. Then if you're working on disability and you would like to create a plan, you need to determine, are you eligible for Ontario Disability Support Program? You may not be in Ontario, maybe in a different province. You have to read the policy directive for H, which is Alberta's program, or you have to read British Columbia's program or Nova Scotia's program. Each disability provincial program across the country, making sure my camera's on, across the country has different policy directives, how much assets you can have, and your ability to work while eligible for all of the social assistance programs. Some have income limits, some have asset limits, some have limits if you become a couple. You need to be able to pay attention to all of those limits while you move through the plan and build your confidence that you can reach your financial destination. That is your financial independence number. For me, I have a net worth goal of becoming a millionaire. Income, assets, minus liabilities equals net worth. Then I also have an income goal for my business of $40,000. I don't really talk about my income goal of $40,000 because I need to master having my income come in every 2 weeks or weekly, depending on which part of my business I'm working on that has a weekly schedule, a daily schedule, a 30-month schedule, whether it's webcam business, whether it's my coaching business, whether it's my other business. Yeah, so there's a lot of moving parts that move my investments forward so I can reach financial independence for me as a person living with a disability, eligible for ODSP, eligible for the disability tax credit, will have to apply for Canada Disability Benefit in July 2025 and then reapply for the disability tax credit. There's a lot of moving parts because I took a break. I'm coming back. And part of the emotional feeling for me is I'm changing a lot of my belief systems. I'm changing a lot of habits. I'm doing things that are super uncomfortable. Like as I invest and build my assets, I have to report it to a caseworker in the Ontario Disability Support Program office They have to do their little thing, calculate whatever, determine I'm eligible. If they don't understand it, I have to fight them back so they understand it. It's within the policy. Then if they don't, then I have to make an appeal. There's a lot of moving steps. And right now I'm just trying to stick with the Dave Ramsey baby steps, replenish the $1,000 emergency fund, pay off debt. Then when I pay, that's also probably why I keep going back into debt. I'm a little bit scared of the whole process, because if I pay off debt and I stay out of debt, I have to save my money, then invest my money, then keep saving and investing my money, and then doing those two things, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million over time. Yeah, the more money that goes in investments, and I did them, there's 9 investment accounts: RDSP, TFSA, First Home Savings Account, Registered Retirement Savings Account. Those are the registered accounts. Then I decided to open a taxable broker account at all the financial institutions I have a bank with. And the reason being is I know if I have a good relationship with my bank, they will offer me more products. Because of being a person on disability who was discharged from bankruptcy, person of color, it's better to have more money in my bank account. So when I walk into the bank, they're like, hey, would you like this product? And would you like that product? Would you like to talk to our advisor? It just makes me look better financially versus people judging me because of a disability or, other reasons they're judging me. So yeah, it's a lot. It really is. It totally is. It is. It just is. So yeah, back to the video. And yeah, let's get into the whole ODSP, self-employment earnings exemption and deduction calculator estimator. Basically the way it works is this big chart right here breaks down if you make money, do you still get your ODSP work-related benefit, $100 here, and how does it deduct your ODSP payment entitlement based on eligibility of being a member of the benefit unit. Those are the words in the policy. So part of this spreadsheet, it's available on Buy Me a Coffee. It links all of the things that the ODSP policy directive says. Most of them. There's a few of them that are not there. Like absent from Ontario. The other night I was reading something about sponsoring a spouse, Kamala, or child. Things like that. ODSP covers everything. The policy directive is income support and employment support, and I try to keep it's condensed as possible, as concise. It's trying to focus on the financial independence part of being on ODSP. That's the most important part. So here, basically, if you make $1,000, you're still on ODSP. And then they add $100 work-related benefit. So that means you're getting, for me anyway, I get $1,739 a month. Then the $100 work-related is $100. It makes it $1,839 for a total of $2,839 if I make $1,000 net income a month, every month for 12 months. That's getting the work-related benefit. That's $1,200 here, plus my full amount of disability. That means I'm on track of getting my income plus ODSP, $34,068. But wait, there's more. So in my pay stub, ODSP takes back $79.15 to pay back the overpayment. It'd be at this amount, $79.15, and the balance being $2,940 something. I did it earlier in the video. The numbers are a blur. It'll be paid off in 37 months. So this number will be a little bit smaller. It ends up being that. But I'm not really worried about it. The whole point of it is make money. Determine when you're coming off ODSP. follow the Dave Ramsey baby steps, and live your best life. Like now, October minimum wage is $17.20 an hour. That works out to about $35,000 a year. My goal is to make that amount of money working from home in my business, and then being self-employed. I have gross income, business revenue, gross income, and I have business expenses. Then ODSP has a special list called approved business expenses. All my business expenses has to fall into their approved business expense list. Some expenses like travel for conferences and things like that, I would have to defend my travel activity in my business with a caseworker. That really depends on how well my business does in the month I want to travel and the months leading up to saving to travel. And then remembering about the income limits, the asset limits. Do I get married? Do I not get married? Do I stay single? Do I become a couple? There's a lot of other things to worry about, but I'm not really worried about, because until those things become a present thing in my life, I don't have to worry about it. I'm a single person working on a journey to financial independence with living with a disability, and I got to worry about all of these rules and everything I told you in the video today. So, the other thing about this spreadsheet, the other tab here, this is all of the things that's happened to me being on ODSP. Since the day I got on, which I got on 2010 or 2011. Because I've been on OW, Ontario Works, since 2004. That's an on and off thing, because Ontario Works wants you to work. It's in the name. They want you to go back to work, and then they cut you off, and then you come back on, and then it's a whole back and forth tennis match with Ontario Works. It may have changed over the years, but I don't remember it changing that way. For me anyway. Then ODSP, a little different. Work is optional. They know you have a disability, but they try and provide you supports for people with a disability to return to the workforce if you choose. There's employment supports. There's a couple of agencies that help with running a business if you want to be self-employed and living with your disability. There is resources inside of Ontario Disability Support Program. But if the nature of your disability does not have you working, where you're just getting the basic, shelter calculation and the basic needs calculation, and that is all. Oh, plus there's also health benefits. Where's that one? No, did I not put it here? Oh, it's over here. Drug benefit, dental benefit, vision benefit, plus shelter calculation, basic needs calculation. That is the $1,368 a month. And that's also based on you who are living in market rent housing to get the full housing amount. Shelter allowance, which is $582. If you've been paying attention to housing costs in Canada for Ontario, the only way you'd be paying that kind of money if it's a very special roommate situation or a very special sublet situation or a very special I've been paying rent control for how many years and I've been living here forever and ever. Yeah, those are special circumstances to be paying that amount of money for shelter in Ontario. Yeah. Now, I'm trying not to make this video super long, but this spreadsheet goes over a lot of details you need to know if you're eligible for Ontario Disability Support Program, or if you know someone who is and you would like to help them work towards financial independence. I recommend getting it. It's available in my Buy Me a Coffee, and it helps support the channel and it helps me make more videos like this. Thank you very much. Oh, right. First time seeing my face, want to see more of this face, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Smooches!